14. Let's go to meteorologist Mike Seidel in Boston, where the rain could be a factor. Mike, you're in a little bit of a break right now. More showers coming in. And Jim was just mentioning how here in Atlanta, there was already some accidents well early this morning. Have you seen the same there in Boston?
Things are moving pretty good right now. I checked the highways and no major accidents causing big tie-ups on 95 or certainly 93, which is behind me. And look above the Zebra Bridge. Asperitas, undulatus, is that what we're looking at here, Stephanie and Jim? That's what it looks like to me here on the bridge this morning.
Undulatus asperatus, yes.
Yes.
A little bit, and that's awesome.
I think it's, not bad looking for a Monday morning. Mid-50s. We had a line of showers. Good to do a little cloud watching this morning. Didn't expect that, so that's an added bonus, like getting some extra gravy on your turkey. Let's talk about what's going on at the airports. And again, a lot of travelers heading to the airports, almost double the rate we had this time last year. But you've got to know what you can't take through security. And we talked to the TSA at Bradley in Hartford.
What we see from Thanksgiving, either people bringing or bringing home, gravies and cranberry sauce and all of the goodies, make sure those are packed in your check baggage. We don't want to have to take them away from you when you come through the checkpoint.
And here's a live look at the airports this morning and the highways. Again, we've got some rain showers across the I-95 corridor. Most of those are on the light side, and this is all going to be moving out as we go through this afternoon. Port Chester, New York, I-95. Speaking of I-95, let's talk about travel, because that is going to be one of the major bottlenecks in the entire country between Boston and D.C. And you can see the busiest travel times in Boston, early to mid-afternoon on Wednesday. Also Wednesday, look at that New York City number, nearly 5 times the number of cars you typically see, and they all go back and forth over the busiest bridge on the planet, the George Washington Bridge. And in D.C. also, mid to late afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. No flight delays right now at any of the airports. We don't expect any major flight delays through Thursday. Now, tomorrow we'll have some gusty winds in the northeast, and by Thursday we'll have some rain in the Midwest, and that'll move into this area on Black Friday. But good travel going out for Thanksgiving. And Stephanie and Jim, remember, when you go through TSA, don't pack the gravy in the bag. Don't carry it with you, because I've made that mistake, bringing a big tub of gravy through, and they just have to dump it.
All I know is you better really pack that well if you're putting it down below, and the way those bags get, moved around and whatnot.
Exactly.
With lobster meat in it.
Make sure it's an airtight Ziploc bag.
Exactly. Apparently, Jim packed lobster meat in his bag.
Got my bag 60 hours later.
Oof.
I know that story. Tell that story. Well, we got to tell that story, because he packed the lobster that he bought in Boston, I believe, and then the bag got lost. 3 days later, the bag shows up at his door, and as they say in the Maryland State Police, the lobster was 10-7 no phone, deceased.
Wow. Wow.
And on that note, the first Thanksgiving probably was a lobster Thanksgiving, because that's what was plentiful in the Plymouth, Mass area back in the day. You can.
Meteorologist Mike Seidel is watching the hustle and bustle on the highways and the byways in Boston, Massachusetts. Mike, rain should be coming into your picture here before. Oh, actually, I see you get your rain jacket on. So, boom, here it comes.
Yes, it has started raining. It's very light rain, and it's going to continue for another hour or so, and that'll be it. By lunchtime, the rain is over with. We'll maybe get a few peaks of sun this afternoon. Sunsets now at about 4:15 up here in the northeast, and the wind will shift to the northwest, tumbling temperatures. Let's go to Bradley International in Hartford. The rain moving out of there, and much the same forecast. Much colder tonight and tomorrow. Highs tomorrow will stay pretty much between about 35 and 40. There will be a pretty nippy wind chill. Keep the wind chills for the most part in the 20s tomorrow in just about all the northeast, because of that wind, that gusty wind around the big storm that's just going to develop away from us unfortunately, and keep the worst of the weather up in Atlantic Canada, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and up towards Labrador and Newfoundland. Let's talk about air travel today. We mentioned the ground stop. Jim mentioned the ground stop in Miami, also one in Fort Lauderdale, right now scheduled to wrap up here at 8:30. We'll see if they extend it. Visibility in Lauderdale now a half mile, and they're de-icing at Canton, Akron, and Flint, so some delays there for de-icing. Meanwhile, rest of the country looking pretty good tomorrow. Watch the gusty winds in the northeast. Could be some minor flight delays and also some rain in Seattle, but cancellation numbers should be very, very low, almost non-existent as far as weather cancellations go right on through Thursday. Wednesday, the busiest travel day at the airport by far this week. It'll also be very busy Sunday and Monday as people head back home. But Wednesday, coast to coast, looking really, really good, not only at the airports but on the highways. We will have that cold front Wednesday with some rain in Chicago Wednesday night, and then by Friday for Black Friday, Jim and Steph, the next front comes in with some rain back into the big cities in the northeast, and then by late Friday and the weekend, a significant lake effect set up for those favorite areas along I-81 and I-90.
So, Mike, I've heard of, LL Bean and Marmot and Patagonia, but I've never heard of the brand Seidel. Where do I get some of that?
Oh, it's on sale right now. On sale. Go to eBay and Google my name. And you also find the Mike Seidel bobblehead, believe it or not. And I'm not lying about the bobblehead. $19.95 for a Mike Seidel bobblehead. I wouldn't pay $250 for my bobblehead, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Mike, I knew you'd have a great answer for that. Steph, I'm just going to toss it over to you.
All right, so where his bobblehead will be bouncing around like
of course,
this.
today.
Exactly. Will